Okay, so hey guys, and today I'm back with the horror movie review, and this time it is Ringu, which was a terrifying Japanese horror film released in 1998. So terrifying that it makes you feel actual fear, actual horror, because most horror films are basically not really horror films but disgust films because they rely on the gore for the quote unquote horror. So, yeah, this is one of those true horror movies. So, let's begin the review. Okay, so in the opening, two friends are chatting and joking with each other about this rumor of a weird video roaming around the place and making people die 1 week after they see it. And the great thing about this opening is you actually buy into the joke that one of them is making, and you actually think that she's not joking when in reality she is. And I even thought that these two would be the main characters, but this movie also pulled off that same old horror trick and showed us the victims to the killer first rather than showing the protagonist first. I found it really confusing how Sadako attacked one of them even though she was joking about seeing the video. So, does that mean she actually saw the video and told to her friend that she was joking to cover up the fact that she saw it? It's never really explained in the movie, so it's pretty confusing. Also, the freeze frame and the effect they put with the freeze frame was cheesy. It's such a shame that a masterpiece of a horror movie like this has a few cheesy moments. Okay, so let's talk about the characters. You remember how I told that I expected the two friends from the beginning to be the main characters? Well, to be honest, the complete opposite happened in the case of the actual main character named Raiko. I was not expecting a cliche reporter to be the main character out of all people in this movie. But hey, this was a fun subversion of expectation, so that's pretty nice. Small subversions of expectations like these are what makes it so fun. A subversion of expectation should be a small subversion of expectation for the most part. Anyways, I was actually surprised that her son saw the Ring video. I was also very worried for the character of her son, obviously. Overall, that moment just hit me as a big surprise and I was definitely not expecting that. So this was kind of a big subversion of expectation done right. Ryuji is also okay, I guess. He's more of a meh character. It would be better if they told us that he could read minds from the very beginning, since they gave us that information like a minute before he read someone's mind. So it felt pretty convenient and forced. Okay, so this movie doesn't really scare you with loud noises, nor does it scare you with blood, because again, blood and gore bring disgust, not horror. However, while this movie doesn't make you scared with loud noises, it definitely does have jump scares. How? The visuals. The visuals are just so creepy that you get jump scared by them even by the tiniest bit of music that they play in the background. The visuals are just too creepy and just so disturbing. The scariest part about this movie wasn't Sadako, it was the creepy visuals. I have also noticed that this movie does this thing where it just lingers a shot for too long so that you expect a small jump scare, but at the end, it just doesn't jump scare you. That's so amazing. So this movie is scaring you by the anticipation too, along with the visuals. They also do this thing where the camera is just staring at one actor's face for too long and that actor is looking at something. When they do this, the characters are often worried and you also start to get worried about what they are seeing and what's going on. And then the camera shows you their point of view and oh, it's just another human. Love how they mislead us into thinking that something bad was going on just with the expressions of the actors. Okay, so Raiko and Ryuji go to the well that Sadako had been thrown in by her own father years ago with a hilariously bad sound effect. They get most of the water out of the well and Raiko does a weird hugging thing with Sadako's skeleton, and that is exactly when they realize that her deadline had passed and she was still alive. I gave a big sigh of relief at this moment because it was pretty intense up until now. I mean, a deadline for your life will never not be scary or intense. Anyways, just when you think everything is over and everyone is happy and all, Sadako strikes back, and here we really get to see how she scares her victims before she kills them, which explained how her victims had retained that type of a terrified face even after they had died. Overall, this final scene was great, but I wish we actually got to see more of Sadako. Like, come on, that eye isn't enough. Show me the actual zombie monster Sadako herself. If they showed how Sadako really looked like, the final scene would be my favorite moment. Rating? 10 out of 10. Best moment? Distorted face. Okay, so yeah guys, and that was it for the video. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. And so yeah guys, bye!